music around, we buy used gear. Reuse, recycle, rock.
Yeah, man, this is cool, man. Vic hit me up a couple of months ago, and he was like, "Man, got something that will make work." And I was like, "Okay, what you talking about?" He said, "Man, the store that I run, you coming through this way, and how you feel about doing it in the store?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down with it. Let's do it." And here I am. And I always, try to make available time for things like this because it gives me an opportunity to get up and close and personal with you and tell you my story. That's why I say tell you my story, because I am not right now holding a guitar in my hand, because I want to speak to you first about me. I started fairly early in life, 4 years old. I'm the youngest of 5 brothers, and music was around all the time. I grew up in the church, and that's a huge element in what makes me the musician I am today, all the way around, songwriting, playing, singing, everything. And if not were for that, I don't think that I would be, mentally where I am. Grew up on a whole lot of different styles of music. My brother Eugene turned me on to many different styles and facets of music, not only guitar players, but all kinds of stuff all the way across the board, which I think was one of the best genius ideas that could have happened for me, along with everything that I was listening to. My oldest brother is 18 years older than me, so I was listening to stuff from the late 60s, early 70s, and including that with the stuff that I was listening to, such as hip hop and rap and R&B and stuff like that. I know you from somewhere. That's it. So there's a huge pot of, I call it a pot of gumbo, that was concocted up, that made for a mighty fine recipe that I use throughout my everyday playing. And it's just a random, multifaceted number of thoughts that run across my brain, and I pick and choose from them without even thinking about it. At random, it just happens. And that, I think, came from the early days of fine-tuning and continuously in the dumb downward practicing in woodshedding as a young lad, and I still do today, but not as often, to the point of where 2 or 3 days would pass by and I wouldn't even know it. At least 6 or 7 meals were cooked and I didn't even know it. I'm getting a little grotesque right now. A couple of bowel movements that went by. It's the truth, man, because I was driven so massively strong by inspiration. And inspiration is so powerful, man. It makes practicing not feel like homework. When I get inspired by, especially when I was young and I got turned on to Eric Johnson and Stevie Ray and Robert Trower and Frank Marino, man, I'd go home or I'd sit there and I'd learn something, and I'd sit there for hours, days. And I'd be so afraid to go to sleep. I'd be afraid that I would forget what I learned the night before. That kind of inspiration. And the one thing that I strongly urge, and I say at every show, man, stay inspired. I think I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says stay inspired, because it supplies its own energy. That whole process supplies its own energy, and it doesn't take work. You're driven inspiration is one of the most positive things that you can't never overdo. There's a lot of things in this world that is in the area of, that is classified in the area of addiction. Trust me, I know. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is one of the addictive things that I think is the most positive all the way around. And there is no messed up come down. There is no messed up searching for something else to try to combat with it. There's nothing that you gotta try to find to mix with it to make it not feel so bad. I said, consistently feels good. So, as an addiction specialist, I can tell you that that is one of the most positive addictions that I've ever seen. Now, speaking of addiction, let me tell you about me. You wonder why it's been so long since I've maybe came around these parts, or I've been up this way, is because for quite a long time, man, my first record came out in '91, and you know, some of you guys and girls might have said, you know, he just dropped off the scene. That's because life began to kick my ass. And I let it. I fell heavily into drugs, jail, guns, things of that nature. I witnessed being in a room where people didn't know that I was there, but they were sitting there having a conversation about me. And the conversation consisted of, man, that Eric Gales is a waste. And I allowed it to happen. I gladly welcomed being high as I possibly could every day. That was my goal, to wake up and be high as I could all day long, and was a walking poster child for it, and promoted it in massive ways. So, jumping forward a little bit, if I gave that kind of effort in glamorizing and showing how screwed up in life I could be, then right now with the path that I'm on, I have no problem in glamorizing and telling anybody that'll listen about my story. Because hopefully it'll inspire somebody to maybe not go the path that I'm on, or if you on that path that I was on, it'll make you reevaluate. Especially, I assume that all of you that are in this room are affiliated with music in some kind of way. And let me give you some statistics. The statistics are, think of how many people that live in this world. Billions and billions. There are more average laymen and laywomen in this world than there are people affiliated with music in whatever facet that you do. So think about this. If you believe in the big man upstairs, I do. He gave you something that the rest of the world don't have. You have a capability to express yourself without saying one word. Everybody out there don't have that. It's just a fact. Average laymen and laywomen out there know when, okay, I like that song. They can't tell you the breakdown, the technicality, what chord that was, what key they're in, how many octaves that they sang. They just know if it sounds good, it's okay. They couldn't tell you nothing else. They are out there handicapped in a way that don't allow them to get in tune with letting people hear what their feelings sound like. They're incapable of that. There are people out there that have the struggle of having to go see psychiatrists and psychologists, not that we don't too, and therapists, because they have no way to express themselves. No way possible. So you're a percentage of this world that the big man upstairs didn't pass this out to everybody. They have skills in other areas that we may not have, but I don't think it's quite like being able to express yourself with the beautiful process and presentation of music. however way that you do it. Harmonica, violin, cello, piano, kazoo, flute, drums, keys, harp, singing, choir, symphonic, jazz, gospel, funk, bluegrass, zydeco, doesn't matter. Let that rest for a minute. Me, I got caught up, man, in about 20-something years. I'm about to be 43 years old. And everything that I put myself through, I should look like I'm about 70 years old right now. I really should. Several nights I almost died. I really did. And I'm telling you this thinking of, I don't want your perception of me to be scarred by, thinking that, wow, this guy has an immaculate talent, this guy is the best I've ever heard, but I have to let you know about me, the human being. Let's peel back the onion and let's talk about the human being, because that's what I am before anything else. I'm a human being that just so happened to play the guitar. That's what we all have in common. We human beings. And this human being was looked at in the eyesight of people as a failure for years. It's people that wondered why and asked the big man upstairs, why did you give him that gift when he's wasting it away? But the good part about it is I told you that I came up in the church, so when I was out of my mind and didn't know, there were people that prayed for me when I had no sense to it. And I get a little emotional about it because it's the truth. I'll never quit telling my story. It took me 40-something years to actually realize what my purpose was. Yeah, it is playing the guitar, it is. But I've been through some serious things in my life that if I could pass this information on, which is exactly what I'm going to do, pass this information on, that gives you some kind of idea by watching my YouTube videos or me live, and you see all of this passion and this emotion, and it looks like I'm going to spontaneously combust from all of this power that's running through me, is because I have a lot that I think about when I play. And it comes directly from my soul. I have a main vein to the big man upstairs, and he keeps it supplied. So, a point came through all of that I've been through, and I'm a fan of going to the casino. I like gambling, right? Particularly blackjack. And this just started happening within the last year or so. But I had no idea that I already had them tendencies, because I've been gambling with my life for the past 20 plus years. And I was basically playing Russian roulette every day and didn't know it. I was like half a breath away from not breathing. Long story kind of cut short, I just got at a point tired. I had been tired, but never felt like I had the notion to try to change me. Like something wore down on me where I got tired of the same thing happening. Yeah, the music would cover it up a little bit, but I got tired of the same thing happening. And after a while, that uncomfortability began to be comfortable to me. That's not right. So, after a while, and I tried all kind of soft ways. Okay, I'm gonna just smoke weed and blah, blah, blah. Just letting it all out. Mine was Coke and Xanax, and weed and alcohol was just daily maintenance. That just was there. But when you got the blow and the Xanax, oh man, I didn't even care about weed or drinking no more. Didn't even matter. And I hope you're staying with me, because what I'm telling you has perfectly to do with how I'm going to round up playing in a few minutes, because this is all about how this makes up who I am. July 15th of last year, man, you know what? I just said I can't do it no more. Oh, don't let me forget to tell you there was a few nights that I had. Told y'all I had some guns in my life, right? A few times that I sat alone with a gun. And it's, you know, I'm trying to do my best to keep my composure, but, you know, it's pretty emotional to sit here and think about. You know, I had thoughts of, you know, taking my life. But somewhere, there was somebody and some people, mainly that somebody that had another plan and basically said, man, there's more work for you to do. What you're doing right now, that's not what I got for you to do. So, July 15th of last year, I said, I can't do it no more. And he helped me. He helped me. And I do everything I can to press forward and not every day be upset with myself that I didn't give in to surrendering a long time ago. I don't know what I was fighting. Well, yes, I do. I was fighting with myself the entire time. For what? But the upswing of what's happening right now for me is that, notice I said July 15th. Yesterday was July 15th. So what I can tell you, what I can tell you right now is yesterday I celebrated 1 year clean and sober, man.
Happy birthday, brother.
And it's powerful. You have no idea the things that have came back to me. I've gotten back stuff that I've never had. And I'm not here particularly to turn this into, I'm not trying to turn this into an anonymous meeting or nothing like that, but this is part of my story. And my life is going really, really great, man. This new record, Middle of the Road, the day it came out, went #1. And all this happened within this past year. I got several different things that came back to me. And so I just wanted to answer some of the questions of why have I been gone so long and where have I been. So I have no problem with being an open book about that because I never know what one person that may be listening that this may help. So, having got that intro part out of the way and giving y'all a little bit of who I am as a human being, I'm very, very glad to be here with you guys and girls, and I appreciate you guys getting up this early in the morning and hanging out with me at Music Go Around. And I really appreciate you, man. I really do. So, on that note, I'm fortunate to have a few CDs left. I mean, it's a good problem for me to have, but almost halfway through my tour, I run out of stuff because they buy me out. It's a good problem. Don't get me, my pockets ain't complaining. Don't get me wrong. But I do have this new CD, and if anybody have no idea what I'm talking about, man, you in for a surprise. This is unbelievable, the work that I put into this record, and it shows, when you hear the record and you hear me tell my story, you hear it in song form, and it's powerful, man. It's very, very powerful. Hugely powerful. So I have them for you guys to get, or I am definitely open for this. If you want to take pictures and put it on Bookface or Twitter or Twatter, whatever you guys subscribe to. That's all right with me. And I'll sign them for you and everything. So what I'm going to play eventually, is not anything scripted. It's just what I feel and what comes off the top of my dome. And hope you guys enjoy what's happening. And I'll play a little bit. You got some questions, I'll answer them and play a little more. And I would hang all day with you if I can, but I have to get up to Shirley. I have sound checking for and got a show at a place called Bull Run tonight, and it's going to be a massive show. This tour has been, it's been killing. Everywhere it's been sold out, and it's been unbelievable. The part, a person in the audience stopped me as they saw I was walking back to the resort that we stayed at. I played in Jay, Vermont last night, and I told my story. I tell it before the downbeat of every show. And this guy said, man, the one person that you were talking to, he said, man, and this is why I tell my story, because it's so powerful. The guy came to me, he said, man, I woke up this morning, and I've been drinking my ass off, dude. I've been just drinking. And he said, bro, I gotta honestly tell you, after hearing you say what you said, he said, bro, you moved me, you touched me, and I say to you right now that I'm done. I'm finished. So if every night I have to explain my pain, because let's be honest about it, the people that come and witness my show, that's my pain that I'm playing. It's a bittersweet pain because at the end of the day, I feel refreshed after playing it. It's powerful, of course, because pain brings about some serious music. I don't know why it works out like that, but it does. So if I have to explain or play my pain every day and every night, if it helps one person, then that's exactly what I'm going to keep doing. For sure. So, thank y'all for tuning in to the EG channel and listening at this radio broadcast that has been brought to you by Merry-Go-Round, Music Go Round. Next up, tunes from Eric Gales.
Music Around, we buy used gear. At Music Around, we offer guitars, amps, drums, percussion, band instruments, pro sound, and recording equipment, along with keyboards and accessories. Music Around delivers the best experience selling, trading, buying, repairing, and learning musical instruments. Each day, we provide music enthusiasts with a cool and easy way to buy and sell used items, get paid or make a trade. We'll pay top dollar on the spot for your gear. We thoroughly research the characteristics and market value of every instrument purchased. We offer repairs by certified technicians on a wide array of stringed instruments, brass, and woodwinds. We offer professional music instruction in spacious, well-appointed lesson rooms in flexible payment plans. Come visit us, 810 Worcester Street, Natick, Massachusetts. Music Around. Reuse, recycle, rock.